10 hidden mysteries of the cross that will leave you speechless. Have you ever wondered why one death on a wooden cross still shakes the world today? The cross is more than a symbol. It's heaven's strategy, a divine key that unlocks eternal mysteries. Today, we're diving into 10 hidden mysteries of the cross. Truths so deep, they just might change everything you thought you knew. Heaven's ultimate blueprint. What if the cross wasn't just the instrument of Christ's death, but a cosmic signature? Before the foundations of the world, God knew that the shape of our salvation would be a cross. It's not random, it's architectural. It's the only symbol that can reflect both vertical reconciliation, man to God, and horizontal reconciliation, man to man. It's in this simple shape that the fullness of the gospel is illustrated. God reaching down, man reaching across, and Christ standing in the center, arms stretched wide, bridging eternity and earth. And here's the deeper mystery. This wasn't plan B. Revelations 13:8 calls Jesus the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. The cross was always the plan. Before Eden, before sin, before failure, love carved its answer in the shape of the cross. The shape that speaks. Crucifixions were brutal, but not always done on what we picture as a traditional cross. Romans used different shapes, T-shaped, X-shaped, and even straight poles. But Jesus was crucified on what we now call the Latin cross, the lowercase t shape. Why? Because this shape tells a story. The tall vertical line calls us to look upward, toward God, toward our true home. The horizontal beam reminds us to look outward, toward people, our mission, our purpose. It's the map of discipleship, the geometry of grace. Even deeper, in ancient Hebrew, the last letter of the alphabet was Tav, often drawn in the shape of a cross. It represents a mark or seal. In Ezekiel 9, God marked his people for protection with the symbol of a cross. Thousands of years before Jesus walked the earth, God was already pointing to the cross as his eternal seal, born from blood and water. When the Roman soldier pierced Jesus' side, something strange happened, something supernatural. John 19:34 tells us that blood and water flowed out. Not just blood, not just water, both. It's easy to read past it, but this is one of the most loaded details in the entire crucifixion. Why blood? Because without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. Hebrews 9:22. The blood is the price, payment for every lie, every failure, every chain. Why water? Because water purifies, heals, refreshes. It symbolizes rebirth, baptism, and new life. Just like a baby is born from water and blood, the church, the bride of Christ, was birthed from his side. This wasn't just a physical death. It was a spiritual birth canal. A whole new humanity emerged in that moment. The curse that healed us. In Numbers 21, the people of Israel were dying from snake bites. God instructed Moses to craft a bronze serpent and lift it on a pole. Anyone who looked at it lived. That's strange. Why a serpent? Why not a dove or a lamb? Then Jesus shocked everyone in John 3:14 by saying, "Just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up." Jesus was comparing himself to a serpent. Why? Because on the cross, he took the curse. He became sin, not just for us, but as us. The serpent is a symbol of sin, and on the cross, sin itself was judged and crushed. Healing doesn't come from striving, but from looking, beholding the one who became the curse to destroy the curse. This mystery flips religion on its head. It's not about climbing ladders to reach God. It's about fixing your gaze on the one who was lifted up. The weight of glory. In the chaos of the crucifixion, a man named Simon of Cyrene was pulled from the crowd and ordered to carry Jesus' cross. He didn't plan for it. He didn't volunteer. But in that moment, history remembered his name. He walked with Christ. He carried the burden. He shared in the suffering. This shows us a crucial mystery. Sometimes the interruptions in your life are actually invitations to glory. Simon came from Africa, likely dark-skinned and foreign. Yet he was chosen to walk with the King of Kings. The gospel's message was clear from the beginning. No tribe, no race, no outsider is excluded from the honor of carrying Christ's glory. The day the sky went silent. At the 6th hour, high noon, the skies turned black. This wasn't an eclipse. It was Passover. There was a full moon. This was divine intervention. Creation itself began to mourn. The sun hid its face. The earth groaned. Nature knew what many people missed. This was not just a man dying. This was the Creator being crucified. And then the veil tore. The holy curtain that had separated God from man for centuries was ripped. Not from bottom to top, but from top to bottom. Heaven did the tearing. God wasn't just opening a room, he was opening himself. Tetelestai, the cry that broke chains. Right before taking his final breath, Jesus shouted a single word, Tetelestai. This wasn't a whisper of defeat, it was a victory roar. In Greek, it means, it is finished. But not just, I'm done. It was a legal term, used when debts were paid in full. At that moment, every spiritual invoice, every sin, every failure, every shortcoming was stamped, paid in full. Hell lost its grip. Sin lost its claim. You were bought and paid for by blood. Grace on the edge of eternity. 2 thieves were crucified next to Jesus, both guilty, both broken. But only one looked beyond the blood and saw a king. With nothing to offer but honesty, he said, "Remember me." And Jesus didn't hesitate. "Today, you will be with me in paradise." This is radical grace. No rituals, no record of good deeds, just raw, desperate faith. This mystery tells us something religion often forgets. It's not about how you start, it's about where you turn. Even your last breath can become your first step into eternity. The skull and the seed. The hill where Jesus was crucified is called Golgotha, literally the place of the skull. Some believe it got its name because the hill resembled a human skull. Others say it was a site of executions, littered with bones. But ancient tradition says something even deeper, that Adam, the first man, was buried at Golgotha, and the second Adam, Jesus, died there to redeem the first. It's poetic, prophetic, and powerful. The place where sin began became the place where grace overflowed. The shadow of Passover. Jesus died at the exact time the priests were sacrificing the Passover lambs in the temple. This was no accident. God was painting on a cosmic canvas. For centuries, Jews had celebrated Passover, the day God freed them from Egypt through the blood of a lamb. And now, the Lamb of God was being slain, not to free them from Pharaoh, but from sin and death. This moment wasn't just about one's nation's deliverance. It was about the world's redemption. The 4 directions of the cross: north, south, east, west. The cross extends in all 4 directions because salvation is for all corners of the earth. The gospel isn't a tribal message, it's a global one. The arms of Christ are wide enough to welcome every sinner, every soul, every story. Isaiah 49:6 says, "I will make you a light to the nations." And from the cross, that light has never stopped shining. Final reflection. The cross isn't just a memory. It's a mystery, a message, a mirror. It shows you what love really looks like: naked, bleeding, forgiving, rising. It's the key that unlocks the prison of shame, the cure that heals every soul disease. the center of our faith and the scandal of our salvation. Don't just wear it. Don't just admire it. Understand it. Embrace it. Let it speak to you. Because behind the nails and wood is a love that refuses to let go.